The first law is titled the Law of Control. And I'm going to read it and then I'll give my 2 cents on it. But the law of control pretty much is this. You feel positive about yourself to the degree to which you feel you are in control of your life, and you feel negative about yourself to the degree to which you feel you are not in control, or that you are controlled by an external force, person, or influence. So relating that law to the business, really we are in control of our lives, like, yes, we have these calls, but when you're out there in the field, now it's like you're in direct control of your efforts and actions and how you're going to end the day. For example, big dog Ryan Quinton, he said there's a day he got 5 sales in a day, right? He got 3 sales and it wasn't even 3 o'clock yet, right? And he was like the little devil on his shoulder, aka the expediency factor, was like, hey, it's okay to relax a little bit. You hit 3 sales, you could go home now. But Ryan, he listened to the achiever side of him, and the achiever side of him said like, hell no, I got 3, I got 2 more in me, I can keep going. So what the guy did, long story short, is he worked the full day. He stuck true to the 7 habits, and he ended the day with 5 sales, right? So I just want to share that with you because that's an example of being in control of our actions and ultimately our destiny, right? This job really is very low stress, and the reason why it's low stress is because we have a lot of control over what we do. In other jobs where you have a boss like harping over you and controlling every minute of what you do, it's more stressful. So the law of control is the law of control. Just understand that you are in control of your destiny and your production at that matter, right? So for us, our standard here in the company is 4 per week, right? We're in control of that. So let's make sure that we take our actions necessary to achieve our goals for the week, okay? Now let's continue. This is actually one of my favorite laws right here. This is the law of cause and effect, okay? And the law of cause and effect goes like this. For every effect in your life, there is a specific cause. If you have any effect in your life that you don't enjoy, you need to trace it back to the causes and get rid of them. Wow, like this seems like common sense, but common sense isn't so common nowadays, right? So cause and effect is, the reality of what we live in. If I throw a rock at a window, the cause is me throwing the rock, the effect is the window breaking, right? If I'm currently fat, or whatever it is, and I don't like the way I'm at, I got to really understand and realize that there's causes underlying the reason why I'm not able to lose weight. And if I want to change my future, it's important and imperative that we realize this law is a true and law that exists whether or not we agree with it or not. Let me give you another example. A law of cause and effect. There's a reason why I have the opportunity to speak here in front of an audience with you guys here. There's a cause behind that. I earned the position to be able to do this. So very similarly, if you want something similar, you got to just make sure that you're taking the right actions, making sure that your cause is aligned with the after effect or the goal that you want to achieve. And this law is not just for our business. This translates to every area of life, whether it's relationships, whether it's financial, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, law of cause and effect, So I want you to be mindful of this. This is actually one of the most important laws that are in here on this list. So just, if you're taking notes, I would try to tattoo that in my brain. So I know that there's a cause and effect for everything. Now let's continue. The law of belief, okay? Whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. William James Harvard, he said, belief creates the actual fact. And this law actually goes really well and hand in hand with the other law, which is the law of attraction. So whatever you believe is ultimately what becomes your reality. And one thing you're going to notice from like me going over these laws is that they all have a underlying tone of synergy with each other. Each law goes hand in hand with the other. They don't exist singularly. they exist synergistically. So they all, if you're following one of the laws, you're most likely on track to follow the other laws, so to speak. So let me go over what the law of belief pretty much is. And this is why self-affirmations are very powerful, because whatever you believe in your head is really the reality and the way you're going to view the world, and ultimately what you're going to be manifesting. Okay, so let's continue here. So the law of expectation, right? The law of expectation. I know I'm going really fast here, so I would like, if you guys have questions, you can chime in whenever, that's fine. But the law of expectation, whatever you expect with confidence becomes your own self-fulfilling prophecy. So what I got out of this law is that word self-fulfilling prophecy. When you expect something, when you expect anything, you start to look for clues, look for any little sign of hope that it's achieving itself. And because you expect it, you actually notice those things more. It's like anything that aligns with the thing that you're expecting starts to be highlighted. For example, let's say you expect to get ripped, okay? You expect to get ripped physically, right? And you're doing the actions necessary because of the law of cause and effect. You understand that to get ripped, you need to take action, right? You need to go to the gym. Your nutrition has to be on point. You can't be in a caloric surplus. You're doing all the right things. And the law of expectation basically goes like this. You start to see signs that you're losing fat, right? And you're expecting it, right? So now, because you're expecting it, you're starting to see it. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So then, because you see the result, now you're going to take more action, which generates more results, which allows you to believe more and expect more, right? So that's pretty much what a self-fulfilling prophecy works out to be like, right? And the opposite could also be true. I give you an example of a positive, right? But the negative side of it is also true. These laws, they are not biased of, whether or not you want a good thing to happen or a bad thing to happen. These laws are just that. They're laws. They are not biased. They just go and exist, and you basically work the system however you want it to work. But if you expect negative things, the opposite is also true. Let's say, for example, you expect your relationship to end. I know this is a terrible example, but it's an example. If you expect negative stuff, then you're going to be starting to notice negative things in the relationship, and then it's going to cause a self-fulfilling prophecy, ultimately leading to the fall of the relationship, right? So use it with the positive. Focus on what you want to achieve, focus on what you want to manifest, and as you're going to see in the next law, that is really the thing that's going to bring your goals to fruition. The next law is the law of attraction. So a lot of you guys have already heard me speak about it, and now you're seeing it on the screen here. It's not a coincidence that these high achievers all follow these laws, okay? So the law of attraction basically is this. You are a living magnet. You invariably attract into your life people and situations in harmony with your dominant thoughts. So I know how I feel about this law. Does anybody have a particular perspective on this law that they want to share with everybody? Let me see. I'm going to call on somebody if I don't get a volunteer. Let me see.
Here.
Oh, my boy Nicholas. What's up, man? Good morning.
Good morning.
What up? So what is your take on the law of attraction? What do you think about it?
The most powerful force in the world. It's like, how do I explain it? You just get everything that you get everything that you just want by just writing it down, thinking about it, reading it every day. Just notes, post-it notes, the mirror, everything. Say it in just Just say it out loud. Say it in like the mirror. Say it just, you know.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you hit it right on the money, man. Like this, you're giving examples of how to use this law to your advantage, and it's a real thing. Like if you're speaking it nonstop to existence, if you're thinking about it, if you're writing it down as your goal, you know, if you're taking action towards it, you know, this is literally, you're telling the universe. So first of all, before I even say what I'm about to say, I'm answering this thought process that for some of you, you might be like, man, what the hell is G Money talking about? This motherfucker, this guy's crazy, right? And maybe I am, but you know, I'm achieving success in my life, and I'm going to continue to do so. And the reason why is I'm aligned with these laws, okay? But in life, we can only see the electromagnetic spectrum. All right, this is scientifically proven. We can only see Roy G. Biv, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. There's a bunch of other things that are in our reality that we cannot see. Okay, you know, whether it's X-rays, gamma rays, etc. There's this thing called the ether. Now, if you don't know what this is why I'm getting really crazy right now. If you don't know what this is, you should do some homework on it and understand why these laws work. Okay, there's this thing called the ether, right? And in this law, he's saying that your brain or yourself, you're a magnet. Your thoughts, your dominating thoughts specifically, are the thoughts that really attract into the universe, you know, whatever it is. It could be good and it could be bad. If you think about poverty all your life, you're going to attract poverty, right? The reason why I create slogans that say, you know, let's get fucking rich, baby, or let's get rich together, or, you know, different stuff like that, as you heard me say, is because I already know what I want for my life. You know, whatever you want for your life, you know, that's cool. And I want to support that for you. But for me, you know, wealth and abundance and, you know, getting a lot of money is definitely one of them. So I make sure that I aligned my thinking mechanism with the universe, and I make sure that the universe knows exactly what it is that I want, right? So I'm attracting it. So now, the last law, which is law number 7, is going to tie directly into what we just talked about right now. Before we proceed, does anybody have any questions on the law of attraction? I'm super huge on this, and I think you know, it's very important we align ourselves with this law and make sure that we're attracting the right things. Does anybody have any questions?
Perfect.
Okay.
Let's get it. Perfect.
Let's get it, baby. That's right. All right, law number 6. Law number 6 is the law of correspondence. So it says, as within, so without. It says that your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. And I mean, this is true. If you're dealing with somebody that's, you know, a little emotionally unstable and they're reacting towards you in that way, it really is a reflection on themselves. If you're hitting doors and, you know, you're maintaining your positive attitude, and this customer is really having, you know, just negging you out, you know, cursing you out, you know, telling you a lot of bad stuff, it's nothing on you. It's a reflection on them, on their inner world. You know, like they might be going through something and they're just taking it out on you, right? So the law of correspondence, basically, in layman's terms, is like however you are in the inside is going to be what you present to the world. So, you know, during interviews, while we're interviewing people, if they're showing that they're confident in what, like the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, etc., we know that that individual is inside confident in themselves, right? Which is becoming a more rare thing. So if you definitely have the skill set or the chops and you know you're confident, just know that that's a good thing. You want to maintain that. So how can we use this law in our business? Well, we can use this law in our business by understanding that if we are studied up and always prepared with product knowledge, when we display the presentation to the customer, we're going to be very confident. We're going to sell with conviction, like Anthony Aguilar likes to say, right? So it's important we make sure we equip ourselves with all the product knowledge, we know how to sell direct TV, right? That's like the easiest one. But now we're selling cell phones, right? How many of us are, competent on that? So it's important we start getting good at it. And the way you get good is not necessarily all the time in the field, but what you do outside of the field, right? Are you doing your homework? Are you checking out the promotion tab on the sheets, payroll sheets? Is that what we're doing? Or are we just, bullshitting our time away? And the second one is the thing that's going to keep you where you're at. The first one, meaning doing the work outside of work, is the thing that's going to help you level up in the company. It's the thing that's going to help you achieve partnership, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So the law of correspondence, that's what it is. Now, lastly, the law of mental equivalency. And this is going to tie really well with the other laws. And this is that thoughts objectify themselves. Your thoughts, vividly imagined and repeated, charged with emotion, become your reality. Whoa, right? Like, this is definitely down the rabbit hole, right, for some of us. There's a book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. I'm not sure if you've read that book, but if you read that book, give me like a pinky in the chat box or something. Give me something. But if you've read that book, Think and Grow Rich, in that book, the secret that he's talking about is like having a burning desire to reach a certain goal and thinking about it all the time, charging that vision with emotion, feeling as if you already have it, feeling as if you're going to get it no matter what. Like, this is what the universe and destiny has for you, is really what is going to manifest itself into your life. Now, it could look in many different ways, right? It could look in the sense of, you if you're a leader, you get a sharp new guy, and because you were really thinking about partnership and really manifesting it, now you have a guy on your team that's going to stick, and he's going to help you achieve, your team numbers, etc. Or whether it's like you're a new guy and you really want to get a sale, so you're thinking about it all day, right? You're going to manifest an opportunity to get a sale, right? Whatever it is. But the fact of the matter is that all these laws, they all are very synergistic with each other. And the underlying thesis is your thoughts, they become your reality, right? And lastly, I want to just end this with this. Can we scroll up one more time, Andy, for the law number 2? So your thoughts, they definitely do manifest into your reality, right? But let's not ignore law number 2, right? We can think about it all day long, right? There's people that think about it, but then there's people that be about it. So let's be people of action. Let's be people of execution. And let's understand law number 2 and make sure that we take action on that today.